Hello and thank you for joining me today in our practice. My name is Skylar Ramirez. I am with Yoga Fit Training Systems Worldwide. In today's class, we're exploring the use of a yoga block in our practice to provide a little extra stabilization, strength, and support to the hips and the low back, hopefully assisting in the management of low back pain and also in the prevention of low back pain. So let's go ahead and block it like it's hot. Let's start today lying down on our backs, and to get there, what we can do is start with our knees bent on our mat. Maybe let your knees sway just a little bit side to side. Then let the knees fall over to one side, noticing that we're able to get comfortable on one side, on one hip. We'll slowly bring ourselves down towards the floor to lie on one side. Now, I have a pillow today, and you're welcome to grab a pillow, maybe your favorite pillow off your bed. And we'll be using this pillow also in class today to ensure that we can maintain some comfort in the neck, the shoulders, the upper and the middle back as well. From side lying, we can roll over onto our backs. Take a moment to maybe fidget and let the body move around a little bit more, assuring that we're able to find the place where we have the most comfort. Let's begin by taking our block between our knees and thighs. I have my block in the most narrow position. Now, something important to note is that the more narrow the block is, the more it is going to encourage your larger leg bones, the femurs, to angle in. Now, for some of us, this could provide relief as we angle those bones in. It could provide some relief by opening up the SI and the hip joints, but if our back is feeling especially tight today, it could be a little uncomfortable. So you could always begin instead by turning your block into the middle width position, or even into the widest position between your knees and thighs. So take a moment and experiment. You have plenty of time to move the block around, and remember, you can change your mind at any time. Move when you want to move, be still when your body is seeking some stillness. The foundation for this practice is our breath, and we'll start with diaphragmatic breathing today, or a belly breath. Let's place our hands low on the belly, and as we inhale, trying to breathe in through the nose as much as possible. Inhaling in through the nose, feeling as if the belly is rising when we inhale. As you exhale, exhale with the jaw relaxed, and exhale as if you're trying to fog a mirror. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling from the throat, fogging a mirror. Continue to notice that the breath is moving down very low into the lungs, creating a rise in the belly. And as we exhale with the jaw relaxed, pushing the air out from the abdomen, completely relaxing the navel down towards the spine. Let's try this at least a couple more times. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling. Exhale is more important than the inhale. We want to get out as much stagnant air as possible, making space for a fresh breath. Let's do one more. From here, we can keep the hands on the belly to monitor the breath, or take your hands off to the side. Palms might be resting down onto the floor. Let's inhale in through the nose again. Pause at the top of your breath. Engage the thighs and begin to squeeze that yoga block between the knees and thighs. Now exhale as if you're trying to blow out birthday candles. Relax the knees. Inhale in through the nose. Pause at the top of the breath. Squeeze the thighs, blowing out birthday candles. Let's try at least two more like this. Breathing in through the nose. Exhale, pursing the lips. Always relaxing on the inhale, pursing the lips on the exhale, blowing out birthday candles. You could always keep that exhale, pursing the lips, or maybe even return to the exhale where you're fogging a mirror. No matter which exhale we choose, we are softening the jaw and we're actually tapping into a cranial sacral connection. So as we relax the jaw, there is a higher probability that we will also be able to relax tension in the lumbar spine, the pelvis, and the hips. So keep the jaw relaxed. Let's take our block and place it just to the side of our mat. From here, lifting our heels, we're walking our toes in as close as possible to the hips. Taking a nice big breath. Let's bring both hands around the right leg. Slowly lift the right toe, and maybe with the hands just around the thigh or on the back of that right leg. As we exhale, we'll slowly encourage the knee to move in towards the chest. When you're ready, inhale. Relax that leg down, tap the toe. Exhale, bring the left knee in. Easy does it. No one ever said I moved so slow and with so much awareness in that yoga class that I got hurt. So we're going to take our sweet time. Inhale, relax your left leg. Exhale, right leg in. Let's continue to alternate, taking our sweet time with this stretch, giving our body plenty of time to adapt, to digest, and to assimilate, understanding the various feelings that might come up in the body as we begin to move a little more, and giving our body time to make choices around those sensations as they come up. Exhaling, blowing out bubbles, or fogging a mirror. Let's do one more on each side. When you're ready, let both toes come down. From here, let's flatten our feet. As we exhale, let both knees sway gently over to the right, maybe with only half of our effort. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, both knees swaying softly to the left. Just a fraction of effort, just a fraction of sensation to wake up the lower body. Exhale, soft twist to one side. Inhale through center. Exhale, soft twist. Inhale, center. Try turning your head in the opposite direction of the knees. Exhale, knees to the right. Gentle head turn to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the left. Gentle head turn to the right. Let's do a couple more of these on each side, allowing the entire spine to work with just the slightest bit of rotation. Twisting poses can have the potential to create a sense of more peace in the body as we're wringing out any possible toxins or any energy blockages in the body. They can also be quite energizing for some people. As we rid the body of those toxins, we might notice that it has an energizing effect or even a more calming, peaceful effect. From here, let's keep our knees at neutral, drawing both knees in towards the chest, neutralizing the low back and the spine. Let's slowly begin to extend the legs towards the ceiling, keeping the toes pointed. From here, we can begin to flex and point the feet a few times, waking up those energies in the ankles and in the legs that move all the way down into the low back and hips. After we've pointed and flexed our feet a few times, let's roll our ankles out, creating some circles with the toes. I recommend maybe 6 to 8 of these circles in one direction. When you're ready, switch directions. It is natural to hear maybe some little snap, crackle, pops in the feet. It could be fluid or air moving over the joints, as long as there's no pain with this. At any time, if you notice any bit of pain, stop what you're doing and move towards comfort. Let's point and flex again. When you're ready, seeing that the feet are open to the width of the hips, let's bend our knees and flatten our feet to the floor. Moving into a gentle marching action, let's lift the right knee and then press the right foot down into the floor. Maybe even feeling a little bit of a lift in the right hip, easing into that weight bearing on the legs. Lift the left foot, press the left foot down into the floor, maybe a little bit of a lift in that left hip joint. Let's try that a few more times. Right foot comes up, flat foot, right foot presses down, maybe lifting the right hip, and then neutral. Left foot up, left foot down, press into the earth, small lift of the left hip. Right foot up. Last time to practice this pressure into the feet on our mat. Pressure into the feet, gently moving up into the hips. Easy does it. Now go ahead and grab your yoga block again. Let's take this block in the most narrow position between the knees and thighs, establishing a neutral position in the hips once more on the floor. Let's press our hands down into the floor, and as we inhale, we're gently lifting the hips, rocking the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze the block and lower your hips down, flattening through the sacrum. The sacrum is that bony triangular structure near the buttocks and low back region. Release some pressure in your block. Inhale, pull up through the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze the block, neutralize the pelvis. Rocking the pelvis. Inhale, lift, posterior tilt. Exhale, relax, anterior tilt. Let's do at least a couple more of these. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Easy does it. Now we can stay with these anterior, posterior tilts, or maybe ease into a little more of a lift, moving into a bridge flow. As we inhale, peeling up the tailbone, pressing straight down into our feet, and imagining we're trying to pull the heels back. Then bearing our weight a little more into the feet, rising up through the hips and pelvis. Our gaze is straight up to the ceiling, keeping our head and neck neutral. Squeeze your yoga block and slowly lower down. Find the breath. Exhale all the way. Inhale, lift through the pelvis, push down into the feet, hover the hips, squeeze your yoga block, and slowly come down. Let's try maybe just 3 to 5 more of these, focusing on the small tilt of the pelvis first, the weight pushing down into the soles of your feet, and rising with the inhale, using the breath to empower the movement. Squeeze your yoga block as you slowly lower down, flattening through your sacrum. Inhale, easy through the thighs, gently lift, squeeze the thighs, and gently lower. From here, continue to squeeze your block. Slowly begin to lift the heels. Let's continue to squeeze the block as we work on extending the right leg out, straightening only as far as we sense we're able to maintain comfort, avoiding any pain in the low back. Coming down, tap the toe.
extending our left leg, only as straight as the body permits, and then tap it down. Couple more on each side. Warming up the thighs a little more, maybe even warming up the hamstrings a little more. This movement on its own does mimic a leg extension with a hamstring curl. Continue to extend, inhale, exhale, curl. One more on each side, extension, inhale, exhale, lower down. Wrapping up this set on left and right, let's flatten our feet. Slowly let the knees sway. Taking our block away from the knees and thighs, let's set our block off to the side of our mat once more. Inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead, letting the arms reach back as far as the spine permits. If you want, you could always reach the hands straight up towards the ceiling, or even bend the elbows to alleviate tension in the neck. No matter where you are with your arms, let's imagine that we're trying to climb a rope. We're reaching with our right shoulder and arm, and then letting that shoulder blade come down. Reach with your left shoulder and arm. Let the left shoulder come down. So we could be reaching up towards the sky, or if the arms are a little more behind us, we're reaching towards the back wall. Whether we have our hands extended behind us or straight up to the ceiling, we're able to work just a little bit of movement into the shoulders while we're warming up the muscles around the middle back and spine. Just a couple more. Find the breath. Let's lower our hands down, allowing those knees to sway a little bit again. Noticing which side feels more comfortable. Let's roll towards that side and come into a side lying position for a moment, finding your breath in the back of the body. As we inhale, feel your breath moving down into your low back, up through your middle back, and then up behind the heart. Exhale, soften your chest, soften the ribs and the middle back, soften your low back and your hips. Let's do a few more breaths like this, breathing into the back of the body as the lungs expand from the bottom to the top. It's creating a wave-like motion along the sides of your spine, encouraging just the smallest bit of traction in the spine. Use your top hand down on the floor to gently press, and we'll use our arms to bring us up into a seated position. From our seated position, we could sit on a blanket or we could sit on our pillow. We're using this support as a perch, scooting forward, hopefully encouraging a little more of an anterior tilt in the pelvis. That means our tailbone is pushing back while the front of the hip bones come forward. Hopefully this encourages a little more of a neutral spine. Let's take our block between the knees and the thighs. I have mine in the most narrow position again, and in this position you could take it out just one more time if that feels more comfortable. From here, our hands are down beside us, fingertips are facing towards our feet. We're squeezing that block, extending, lifting one leg away from the floor, and then slowly lowering the leg down. Allow your body to choose which leg goes first. Leading with the left or the right, it does not matter so much right now. If anything, notice what side of your body wants to take the lead with this movement. Inhale, one leg extending. Exhale, coming down. Continue to alternate. Inhale, lift. Squeeze and lower. We might begin to notice some sensations
in the upper part of our leg, in our thigh, moving into the hip. If you're not feeling anything with this movement, that's okay. Long as we are using this block and going through the motions, we are definitely having to activate some muscles that are used to stabilize the hips, the low back, and the pelvis. Inhale, extend, gentle pressure into the block, lower down. Inhale, extend, gentle pressure, come down. Doing one more on each side. Take your time to even this up on the left and the right. We're continuing to stabilize and wake up muscles in the legs that support the hips and the low back. Let's take our block just off to the side on our mat. Come off of your perch, knees can go to one side as we come around into an all fours position. We could always use the pillow underneath our knees, providing additional support to the body. Let's take our block between the knees and the thighs again, moving into a cat and cow flow with our yoga block. From here, let's make sure that our feet are open to the same width as our knees. It is very common for us to get into this position and for our bodies to maybe adjust in a way that creates some tightness in the back. It's common for some people's toes to touch while they have the yoga block. If our toes are touching, it might mean that we have a little bit of external rotation on the hip, and that could exacerbate tightness in your low back. So try separating your feet just to the width of the knees, and notice if that helps to alleviate some tension in your spine. Having our block between the knees and the thighs, as we inhale, we're flipping our tailbone back, leaning forward just slightly, weight bearing down into the hands, and lifting the chin just high enough so maybe we see where the floor meets the wall in front of us, or a spot maybe just 1 foot away from the floor. As you exhale, slowly begin to tuck your tailbone under, contracting through the navel. We're pressing away from the floor, and then we can drop the head and the neck. Inhale, moving from the tailbone first, then through the belly, shifting forward, strong through the hands, looking forward. Exhale, squeeze your yoga block, tuck the tailbone, pull up through the navel, and relax the head. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, tailbone flipping back, lengthening through the heart. Exhale, contracting through the thighs and tucking our tailbone under. Just one more. Inhale, extension through the spine. Exhale, contraction, pulling the navel in. When you're ready, find a more neutral position for the body. Let's remove our block just off to the side. From here, toes might touch, knees can open. Let's press our hips back towards our heels, finding any expression of child's pose. As we press the hips back, they may or may not touch our heels. We can walk our hands forward. We can even place our elbows down on the ground, coming into an expression of a puppy dog pose. Relax the head and the neck. Shake the head yes. Turn the head left and right. Let's find the breath. Big inhale. Bigger exhale. Exhale with a sigh. Really relaxing the jaw. Tapping into that craniosacral connection. The more we relax the jaw, the greater the potential to relax your low back, pelvis, and hips. From here, shifting forward, let's slowly come up onto our hands. Let your knees come in close with the feet touching. Sway your knees over to one side and begin to slowly sit back. from this position, seated with the knees bent, I have my knees bent over to my left side of the body. You might be in the opposite position for comfort. Again, whichever side you choose to move first is dependent upon your body's comfort. Move towards comfort. Having this position with the knees, we're inhaling, taking the arms up and overhead. Exhale, turn softly towards the left. Lowering our left hand down, we're reaching towards the floor with the right hand, and we'll gently begin to lower down. Keeping my left hand on the floor, as I inhale, I'm pressing up, lifting only the right hand, making a nice big circle, and then maybe turning the palm up with the elbow bent and twisting just slightly towards the right, looking over the right shoulder. Come to center and push off your left hand. Inhaling, both hands up. Exhale, gentle twist at the navel. Lowering our hands, left hand first and then the right. Gently hovering over the earth just for a moment. On the inhale, pressing away. Left hand stays, right hand comes up. Palm facing up, elbow bent, and then gentle twist. Let's find neutral. Push away. One more time. Inhale, arms rising up. Exhale, soft twist. Gently bringing the left hand down, right hand follows. Exhale, lowering softly. Inhale, rising up. Right hand, pressing forward, palm up, elbow in, gentle twist. Push off and come to center. To gently transition here, walk the hands behind you and slide the knees forward. Let's walk our feet over to the left edge of our mat, knees coming over to the right. And again, you could be doing the opposite if it's more comfortable. Inhaling, arms rising overhead. Exhale, gentle twist. Slowly coming down. Right hand supporting, left hand meeting the floor as well. Find the breath, inhale, and then exhale, hover. Find the inhale, pushing up, right hand stays, left hand clearing the aura, clearing the energy in your space. Palm facing up with the elbow bent. Experimenting with a small twist, looking over our left shoulder. Let's gaze neutral. Press off the right hand. Inhale, patterning that movement a couple more times. Exhale, gentle twist. Hands coming down. Gently stretching over with your left hand. Slowly come down. Keeping awareness in the palms of the hands. Pushing away from the floor. Inhale, press through the left palm. Palm turns up as the elbow bends in. Gentle twist. Let's push off the right hand. Once more through that sequence. Easy does it. Inhale. Exhale, gentle twist. Begin to lower down. Reach with the left and lower. This can feel very different from left to right. Inhale, rising up. Move through the left hand, clear out the space. Accentuate the twist, palm up, elbow in, looking over your left shoulder. Let's come to neutral and push away with the right hand, coming into our more neutral seated position. From here, again, let's find just a little bit of support. I am going to use my pillow once more. I'm already in a position with the knees to one side, so this makes coming down to the floor a little more accessible and a smoother transition. Bringing my hands down, slowly coming into my side lying position. And again, I do have my block handy beside me. Holding here for at least 2 or 3 breaths will give our body time to just simply stabilize blood pressure and acclimate to the new position. Find the breath in the back of your body once more. 3-part breathing, breathing down into the low back, through the middle back and waist, then up under your shoulder blades and behind the heart. Exhale, relax your heart, your ribs, and your low back. We can always stay right here. When your body says, I'm done, listen to your body and really, with curiosity, notice, is that true for you? It might really be true for your body right now to stay where you are, but if you're noticing that maybe it's mind over matter, maybe we've had more mental fatigue today and there's just a knowing that we need to move a little more. If that's the case, take your time and slowly roll onto your back. Bringing our block between the knees again, the block in the most narrow position or in the second widest position. Lifting our heels, let's slowly push away from the floor. Let your knees go over to the left, just to the point where your right hip peels up, and maybe try lifting your right knee up just a little more to give more of a lift in your right hip. Bringing the hips to center, letting both knees sway over to the right. So naturally as we sway, when we look at our knees, we might notice at this point that the knees have shifted. The left knee might be lower than the right knee. Let's work with just a little bit of hip and low back stabilization and strength to lift that left knee up, lining our left knee up with our right knee, and then come back to center. Both knees go to the left. The right knee might lower down a little bit. Pull your right hip and right knee up, leveling out the knees while we maintain a firm hold on our yoga block. And bring it to center. Knees to the right. Pull the left knee up this time. Level out the knees, contracting some muscles deep, deep around the low back, the hip and pelvis. And now bring it to center. Let's do one more on each side. Knees sway over to the left. Pull the right knee and the right hip up. Low back and sacrum to neutral. Knees are level. Last time, knees to the right. Pulling up the left hip and the left knee. Knees are level. And now bring it to center. From here, draw both knees in towards the chest. Toes are pointed. Let's straighten our legs, seeing that the knees and the ankles are the same distance apart. Pressing through the heels, let's hold in our legs up the wall position. Inhale, exhale, finding the breath that we maybe began class with. We might exhale as if we're blowing out bubbles, or exhale as if you're going to fog a mirror.
When you're ready, point and flex the feet again. Let's bend our knees. Take the block off to the side once more and lower your feet. Let the knees sway soft left and right. You have the option here in closing our physical practice to extend one or both legs down to the floor. Maybe even stretch one or both arms overhead. If we have one leg straight and one leg bent, let's switch out the legs on that stretch. When you're ready, both knees bent, let's take our feet out to the width of our yoga mat. Slowly allow the knees and thighs to fold in until they touch, supporting each other. We might notice the edges of our feet peeling away from our yoga mat. Let's relax our hands down once more onto the belly, or maybe onto the floor, onto the sides of the body, palms up or down. Finding the breath, inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, fogging a mirror. Continue to soften and relax the jaw. Allowing the breath to bring up and out of the body any tension, any stress that might be hiding. On our exhale, especially noting that we're able to soften a little more through the low back and hips. Relax the jaw, and with that effortless exhalation, relaxing the low back, relaxing your hips, and relaxing the pelvis muscles. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. If you know that you were able to carve out this bit of time and maybe there are some other commitments in the day, let's practice safely coming up to seated. To mindfully come up to seated first, let's separate our knees and walk the feet in to about the width of your hips. Bring your hands down onto the floor beside you and let the knees sway left and right. Inviting just a little more movement with the knees swaying, waking up the pelvis and the back. Roll over onto one side, pushing into our feet, shifting the hips and rolling over. Resting here for at least 2 to 3 breaths. Let's use our supporting hand to gently bring ourselves up to seated. Finding any seated position where we're able to move towards comfort. Let's open the palms of the hands. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Palms forward, bend the elbows, pull back, fogging a mirror. 2 more, inhale. Palms forward, fogging a mirror. Last one.
And exhale. Bringing our palms together in our traditional closing gesture of Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today in this class where we use a block to stabilize and strengthen the low back. Again, my name is Skylar Ramirez. I'm with YogaFit Training Systems Worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again on the mat. Namaste.